Wow, Helldivers 2 sure is a very fun game, isn't it? I haven't enjoyed a co-op shooter like this since the Left 4 Dead days, and I'm happy that it's thriving and being enjoyed by many people. So, welcome to my review of... Oh, son of a bitch! Unfortunately, this is not a review of Helldivers 2, but a review on the other co-op shooter game. You know, the one where Captain Boomerang pisses on the Flash, and then gets saluted by Harley because of the size of his pee-pee? Yes, that abomination. The Unalive Squad, Unalive the Justice League, is the latest in a continuing trend where companies don't learn that people are exhausted by live services. And by doing that, the that run these companies blame the people they forced into making the damn game in the first place to shut down the entire studio. I am genuinely worried about Rocksteady if this is the precedent going forward. Not only did they spit in the face of their own legacy with the Batman Arkham games, but also they alienated the fans of these properties and basically spat in the faces of their audience. The game launched to such negative press that it made Gotham Knights look good in comparison. But okay, let's see where the problem begins. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe in order for you to decide what you watch and not YouTube. So, the Unalive Squad. Yeah, I can't tell the actual name of the game due to YouTube's guidelines. It's another live service looter shooter. It's like we don't have 16 of these this month alone. Before I rip this game a new one, let's discuss the positives. It looks nice. The cutscenes are great in terms of facial animations. Nah. Yeah, I got nothing. With every game I review, I always try to find the positives in an otherwise negative review. But I just can't with this one. I played through the whole campaign, and 40 minutes in, my head started to hurt from all the menus, numbers, and all sort of shit splatter on the screen. Seriously, who the fuck designed the UI? It looks like that one meme where what if Ubisoft made Elden Ring? The gameplay, it's fine I guess, but nothing we haven't seen before. And fine just does not cut it for a studio with a legacy like Rocksteady. How do you go from basically making everyone else copy your work to this shit? Also, another thing, who the f was the game designer for the world? Gotham looked amazing in Arkham City at night, especially at night. A game that came out nearly 10 years ago. Why, game devs? Why do you do this? Instead of having an amazing looking, well-crafted open world, you just click on the f***ing...
Make generic Ubisoft open world.
And call it a night. Yeah, f*** this shit. I am exhausted of this stuff being crammed into every single open world AAA game. Speaking of AAA game, what the fuck is this price? For this shit? Nah, nah, f*** you. F*** you in particular. You don't deserve my money. You greedy freaks. And it being a live service, just fuck makes me burst out laughing. $70 for a single player game is a lot. Let alone a live service. The live service part of this is crap. The game is supposed to evolve with time and to be getting even more villains added to the roster every couple of months.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that bullshit.
If they're going with these designs in this type of narrative,
He's masking insecurities with traditional Joker behavior.
I'm sure this game will last at least a week longer. And this month we're supposed to receive the first season of this including the Joker. I'm sorry, I meant the Joker's slow cousin, the wacky prankster. Oh, sweet baby, tell me how much were you involved with this game's development? Which brings me to my next point, that this game was stuck in some kind of development limbo. I mean, seriously, what the fuck was going on for the past 9 years? If now this game is aggressive with its monetization, I can only imagine what it was like before the backlash last year and the delays. Which brings me to my final and biggest sin that this game commits. The story. Oh my god. Who got paid to write this shit? It's honestly insulting how much hate for the heroes there is in this story. All of them get put down like old heroes, especially Batman. We'll get into that. The only one that actually dies with some sort of dignity is Wonder Woman, which, good for her, but why was everybody else being treated like a dog? Batman gets put down on a fucking bench. The Flash gets pissed on, which is even more up considering the history between the heroes and the villains. Let's go back to an age where heroes were respected even by their villain. In the episode The Man Who Killed Batman from Batman the Animated Series, a small crook manages to axe off the bat, and the moment that happens, the Joker spirals into a depression. He mourns the death of his nemesis, even holds a funeral for him. After the funeral, he decides to kill the man who unalived the bat, in a horrifying but Joker type of way.
Without Batman, crime has no punchline.
I won't get into the specifics because I urge you to take a look at the episode for yourself, but yeah, in a satirical and sad way, the mutual respect between these two nemesis are beautifully played by Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy. Oh yeah, speaking of which, this is one of the final performances by the late great Kevin Conroy. And this is how they treat this version of the character, which was one of the best until now? First of all, his boss fight is absolutely terrible. Basically, the squad hallucinates through Scarecrow's fear toxin, and you fight a giant Batman. There is a more interesting boss fight where Batman kidnaps your squad's members one by one, but that's the extent to which these hack writers came up with a solid idea for this game. And his death scene has to be one of the most out-of-character deaths I've ever seen. This is what Batman should have done if he was written by competent writers.
Are we done with your bad stand-up routine?
Almost. But you always gotta end on your best joke.
So, let's take a look at the future of this game. There is none. As of the writing of this video, the game has an even lower player count than Marvel's Avengers in its lowest moments. And considering the fact PlayStation is giving refunds for the deluxe edition of the game, the future is not looking good. For f***'s sake, Arkham Knight has more players than this. I am really worried about the probable layoffs that are going to hit Rocksteady, and I'm afraid that WB even may pull the plug on the studio entirely. More about layoffs in next week's video. But for now, I would like to thank you for watching. Subscribe in order for you to decide what you watch and not YouTube. And keep on keeping on.